What's going on, currency traders? It's your boy Capital L, and we are trading capital. We want to invite you to take this look at what happened last week and try to get a grip on where we should focus on moving ahead into next week for some hopefully profitable positions. So with that being said, let's take a look. We have Forex Factory looking at last week's action. Want to see where were the big movers and shakers of last week. And in my opinion, the biggest mover and shaker was the dollar on the news on the dollar, the GDP numbers, and in addition, the yen, the positive retail sales numbers on the yen were the bigger mover and shakers of last week. And in a minute, we're going to check out how exactly that was reflected in the price action, and then look at the news coming up for next week to try to get a recap or a better look on where to focus on for the bigger movers and shakers for better opportunities. So here we go. So here we are. We got the Euro USD. We've seen that action pretty much during the week was pretty much ranging. As we know, we got a negative weak outlook on the Euro, which is going through a recession right now. And you can see as we got later into the week, when that negative news on the dollar came out, the Euro did end up gaining some strength on a dollar. So we've seen a push up towards the end of the week. But for the most part, it was ranging. Checking out our pound dollar now on the 4-hour. Sorry if I didn't explain this before, but this is a 4-hour chart, and from this line, this is the start of the week. So if you didn't know that, the week is starting at this line. So yeah, so with that, getting back to it, we're reflection to the news. We got a strong outlook on the pound. It's all the numbers are still looking positive for the most part, and as you can see here, once the weak sentiment on the dollar came out, the pound continued to push to the upside, just like the Euro for the most part. But I'm expecting a bigger move on the pound with the positive outlook on the pound as well. So I got into a long, and hopefully it's just going to continue on to our profit target. Looking at our USD yen, as you can see, with the negative outlook on the dollar right here, as it's reflected, price push to the short side. And in addition, as you've seen later in the week, we had positive news on the yen, positive retail sale numbers, and that continued to push this, which may continue on to a bigger trend. Moving on to the CAD, as we know, we had a positive outlook on the CAD from last week. If you look at Forex Factory, it's a good outlook. So with that being said, as we move into this week, I was looking for a bigger pullback up to here, but I didn't get it. And when the negative news on the dollar came out, that continued to push the CAD to strengthen over the dollar to the short side. In addition to the USD CAD, I've been also keeping my eye out on one of the exotics, which is the New Zealand dollar. And here we got the 4-hour price action on the Euro New Zealand, which is a weak outlook on the Euro. Positive outlook on New Zealand that it recently increased interest rates. So I was looking at this pair, waiting for a pullback up here, and I got it. I got the pullback up there, but it didn't quite touch my zone like I wanted it to. Got divergence and everything, but I was already in a trade, and I didn't get into that one. But it's nice to see the price action do pretty much what you expected to do right off the big quarter. So I'm keeping a close eye on the Euro New Zealand, because I'm still expecting some continued action to the short side. So we may be looking for entries, just to get back to some possible entries. Looking at the USD yen again, you've seen how price action pushed to the downside, and it was nice to see from that Forex Factory report. We can see in the big reports to expect some type of price action. That if we trim down to the 15-minute where I usually like to look for my entries. We can see that here, this is when the week starts right here. If we can see that we had a level pretty much right in this zone on the USD yen, and we got a push, a strong push straight up there, some candles, and then a push to the short side for overall continued to trend. I usually like to get in, but since it didn't hit my level right on, I didn't take that trade. But it was another great opportunity here when price broke down below the support, and then it became resistance on a pullback for some nice candles in there for a continued push. You would have had to wait a while, wait a day or so for the price action to move. But eventually, you know, as long as you stick to your trades and let price action do what it does, for the most part, you'll be all right. So, just wanted to give you an example of, you know, some of the places that I personally look to enter, and you know, but the whole idea is to get a nice, strong outlook from the possible news sentiment moving into the following week. And with that being said, that's what we're gonna do next. So stay tuned. And checking out the week ahead, on Monday, we got news on the CPI on the euro. We got a weak outlook on the euro, as we mentioned. You got CPI on the euro, which is inflation, and GDP on the CAD. So at the very least, we want to look at the euro CAD. We also could take a look at keep an eye on the we also may want to look at the pound, the euro pound, and the euro Australian. The reason I say the euro Australian dollar is because on the following day, Tuesday, we got the cash rate, which is interest rates. If this is a positive number, the euro Australian dollar could really push and make us smile at the end of the week if we got a decent entry on it. So on Tuesday, we want to keep an eye on the euro Australian again, if we didn't get it set up before, and also the Australian dollar with the negative news from last week and negative GDP numbers on the dollar. If the Australian got positive news, this could also really move as well, with all the news coming out on the Australian dollar. Moving down to Wednesday, we also got news on the dollar, which could be negative with the negative GDP numbers that we got previously. So it wouldn't be surprised if they were negative to me. The trade balance, which is later Tuesday night, you know, could really, and the retail sales numbers, if they're positive, the Australian dollar is really look to make a move on this day, in my opinion. And in addition, on Thursday, the unemployment claims. So depending on how those numbers come out, the Australian dollar could also push pretty big. So with that being mentioned, you know, as I said earlier in the week, you know, from Monday, we want to look at opportunities on the euro CAD, euro pound, euro Australian dollar. Tuesday, opportunities on the euro Australian dollar and Australian dollar. And also, you know, opportunities on Australian dollar on Wednesday. You know, this would give us like a laser focus on some of the potential bigger movers and shakers moving into the week ahead. If you like this outlook, you know, please feel free to hit the like button and the subscribe button so you can be posted to all of our weekend outlooks. And hopefully you found this helpful. I also like to help traders. And you know, if you'd like to continue to get this help, like I mentioned, just hit the subscribe button, and we can keep these going for you. So with that being said, happy trading.